I love a good mystery. Agatha Christie's my favorite. I like the challenge of trying to figure out the answer before the author reveals it. But the kind of mystery we are about to encounter is not like a mystery novel. There is no killer to catch, there's no crime to solve. The mystery of God that we encounter in the rituals and symbols of the Catholic liturgy is meant to touch our hearts and souls, to transform us more and more, bit by bit, into the image of God in which we were created. The Greek term mystagogy means to lead through the mysteries. This journey through the mystery of God has several characteristics. First, it is for all the baptized. We may be familiar with mystagogy as something that the newly baptized do, but it's something that all of us who are baptized are called to participate in. Second, it is lifelong. This journey of entering into the Paschal Mystery is a way of life for followers of Christ. It is an ongoing awareness of the presence of God that surrounds us. Mystagogy is both personal and communal. While each individual has their own personal encounter with Christ in the Paschal Mystery, mystagogy finds its center in the well-celebrated liturgical and sacramental life of the community. It is an awareness of what we see and hear, taste and touch and smell. So how do we do this? How do we experience God's presence, allow Him to touch our hearts and be transformed? First, we need to pay attention. We need to be aware. We need to open ourselves to the sights and sounds and smells of the experience. We must put aside our gadgets, stop multitasking for a while, and give our attention to the liturgy, the ritual, the prayer, as it unfolds. And we must attend to the movement of our hearts before, during, and after the experience. Next, we begin to ask ourselves what lies beyond the surface of what I see or hear or taste or touch or smell. Then we give ourselves over to the power of the symbol or the ritual. We move from rational prayer to prayer of the heart. We ponder, as Mary did, what these things might mean. We open ourselves to the power of the Holy Spirit and allow God to speak to our hearts. Finally, we become aware of our own transformation. We begin to recognize that there are consequences to being in the presence of God. We may be challenged to grow or change in our faith, in our speech, in our actions. As St. Paul writes in his second letter to the Corinthians, chapter 3, verse 18, all of us with unveiled faces, seeing the glory of the Lord reflected in a mirror, are being transformed into that same image from one degree of glory to another. Someone once told me this story about Father Robert Taft, who was a well-known liturgical scholar and professor at the University of Notre Dame in Indiana. Father Taft attended a prayer service one day on campus, which was prepared and led by the theology students. This particular prayer service, however, was not well prepared, nor well planned, nor well celebrated. The presider didn't know really what to do, where to stand, where to sit, when to move. The scriptures were not well proclaimed or prepared. Overall, it was a poorly celebrated liturgy. After the service, the person responsible approached Father Taft and apologized profusely for such a horrible prayer experience that he must have had. To that, Father Taft answered, I never come to the liturgy to encounter the presider. I come to encounter the presence of the living God. Entering the mystery can be difficult. There are lots of obstacles. I invite you to set aside just a few minutes this Easter season to become aware, to reflect and ponder, to be transformed by the symbols of our faith. Each Sunday, April 4th through May 16th, a new video reflection will be posted on the Somos de la Vida website and social media. A reflection guide will also be available on the Somos de la Vida website for individuals, families, or small groups to use. A communal ritual experience and reflection will be open to the public as well as live streamed at 7 p.m. each Thursday evening here at the Abbey, April 8th through May 20th. Join us this Easter season as we seek to encounter the mystery of God in the symbols of our worship, as we direct our minds and hearts toward the deepest longing for beauty and meaning, simplicity, reverence, relationship, and wholeness. We invite you to enter the mystery.